Hey peeps! So today we're going to be doing a full review of the 5-Cent Tarot by Madame Clara, and I own the second edition of this deck. This is an indie self-produced deck, and I purchased it on Phoenix and Lotus. I will put the link to the artist site and the Phoenix and Lotus site in the description box below in case you don't have this deck and you want to purchase it after you watch this. The deck itself comes in this gorgeous box. And there are 4 additional cards that are in the deck as well. And, you know, the sides just kind of say that 78 plus 4 cards, and then second edition. And then it says Madame Clara tells all on the side of the box. So the inside of the box says ask the cards. And there's a reproduction of the card backing here. It's really beautiful card box as a whole. Now, when I purchased this, I did receive a tarot bag to go along with the deck. The drawstrings or the pull strings, I don't know what the correct term is here, they did fall out immediately, which kind of sucks, but the bag itself is really nice and I still intend to use it. And I'm sure that there is a way to put the drawstrings back, or the pull strings, whatever they're called, back into the bag. I'm just not aware of that method. If any of you know and feel like sharing in the comments, I will give it a try and then report back to you guys. What's going on with my hair right there, guys? Let's just pretend that that's not a thing. Can we do that? I really don't want to start this video over. Okay, there we go. Just gonna pretend that that's not a thing. So this is what the deck itself looks like. It's got this beautiful, it's not quite embossing, but like this gorgeous sheen to it. The sides are like a matte gold gilding. And let me give you a comparison with OG Rider-Waite-Smith. So a little, like pretty much the same size, on par with that. The cardstock is not slippery at all, and it's not matte. It's not a linen, but I really like this cardstock. And I don't know if you can see, let me move you guys down a little bit for a sec. But like when you go to shuffle it, see how nicely it shuffles? I am actually like, I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm low-key obsessed with this cardstock. It's pretty close to, sorry for the camera change positioning there guys. Sorry if that makes you feel a little bit sick. It's pretty close to like my matte cardstock love affair. So yeah, I still feel like I need to move you guys a little bit. Hold on. There, I think that's better, right? Maybe? Okay, anyhow, so that's what the cards look like as far as backings and the feel of the cardstock. I really, really like the cardstock. I will say you can see a little bit of wear and tear already, and you guys know that I'm pretty gentle with my decks, so I would just say this isn't a deck that you're going to want to beat up on, you know, when it comes to carrying it around, etc. You're definitely going to want to use the tarot deck bag that accompanies. So what comes in the deck, in the box, words guys, sorry, Mercury's in retrograde, is this really nice little white book. It's all in English, and there's like a little introduction. They let you know here the association. So the names of the suits have been changed up, guys. So in this deck, pentacles become buttons, wands become matchsticks, swords are needles, and cups are vintage teacups. So and really, the idea of the 5-Cent Tarot is a fun and whimsical deck loosely inspired by Victorian era poster art, Using vintage images and remnants of biological and botanical ephemera, this deck incorporates keywords in the upright and reverse positions. So it does have keywords on the deck, so if you're new to tarot, this is a great introduction, and they're really actually not irritating. I'll show you. So you can see here the keywords in the banners. And there are pretty much animals for each card. And so this really can become a spirit animal deck, or a deck that you use when you want to connect with shamanic symbolism in regards to working with spirit animals, whether you want to journey with them or bring them into your everyday life. This deck is an option for that. And I'm actually more drawn to the imagery in this deck than like the Spirit Animals Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, which the artwork in that deck, I love that deck, but the artwork is kind of difficult for me. It's just a little too like over produced for my personal liking. But this artwork really speaks to me as far as the animal symbolism goes. So I've been using it more shamanically, even though the deck maybe wasn't created that way. But I'm going to show you some imagery while I talk about the deck. So if you're new to tarot, the Little White Book is a great jumping off point. The change up in the suit names might be a little confusing. The 4 additional cards might be a little confusing, but as long as you're referencing your guidebook and you have a Tarot 101 book to go along with this, I think you'll be fine. And it's the keywords are really nice to have there when you're learning, but they're not done in such a way that it's irritating. So you see how it's not matte stock, but it's also like not shiny. I'm sure one of you will be able to let us know what magnificent cardstock this is, but it's Amazeballs cardstock. I really, really like it. It's really nice in the hands and it's very easy to shuffle. And I love that they're not super slippery. That's been like a really big thing for me. So this is one of the additional cards in the deck here, the Messenger. And this deck does use reversals. And so I have been breaking my own tradition and using reversals with this deck and enjoying it. I think with the keywords, it's very easy to use reversals with this deck, but you can see the artwork. Isn't it gorgeous, guys? And I know, I guess this was like a big deal when it came out. I missed it. I don't really pay attention to like what's popular in the tarot community. I just go by the people I trust sending me links to things, or if I come across something, I trust that I'm meant to work with the deck. So this one I didn't know about, and I was like, oh my God, where's this deck been all my life? Like, it's really, if you're a collector, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's a really different deck. You know, I would say it reads similarly to the Wooden Tarot. I don't know how many of you guys have that deck. That's another indie deck, but the feel of the Wooden Tarot to me, and I'll try to remember to post a link to that down below as well if that deck is still available. It has that kind of, maybe it wasn't Wooden Tarot, maybe it's Earthbound Tarot. I'll put the link down below, guys. But that feel, it's like this really kind of like a mix of like shamanic and Victorian ephemera in this way that I really, really like. And both of these decks offer that. So if you're a collector, I think you will find, here's the world in reverse, guys. I think you will find that you enjoy having this in your collection because it's a little bit different, but it's so easy to read with. And I will say, I've been using it a lot in client readings and it's very, very clear, but it's not kicking your face clear, or kick you in the ass clear, excuse me. It's more of just like here's the truth. Like, it's all laid out in front of you. We don't need to dialogue for an hour about it. Here's the truth. And you can either honor that that's the truth or not. It's up to you, but it's the truth. So it has that kind of a feel to it. It's a really great one for, here's another one of the additional card titles, the Beyond. It's a really great one for like specific questions because it's short, sweet, and to the point. There isn't a lot of like, other than, at least for me so far, the spirit animal aspect of like looking at the symbolism of the animal on the card. It's not as if this is a deck that really requires a lot of paying attention and meditation, such as say like the Mary L Tarot, which I know one of you has requested that I talk about how I use the Mary L Tarot now, years down the road. So please know that that is on my list. If you're watching this, I have not forgotten. It's on the list. This is a third one of the additional cards called the Unknown. And again, you have keywords on there. So if you are new to tarot, you don't necessarily have to feel overwhelmed that you have those 4 additional cards. Now, of course, I do tend to be more of a tarot purist, so I don't always love when they add additional cards, but I do think that the additional cards are really beautiful and very simple to either just take out of the deck and not work with, or create a nice flow in a storyline for a client. But of course, it's not traditional, you know, Rider-Waite-Smith straight up. So I think you get a feel for the artwork. I love the neutral tone in the background as well, because it really, like when you are telling a story with the cards, it really creates this nice, like almost blank canvas for these really minute details to like pop out. So it makes a nice, like Look at this image, right? Like I feel like you notice a lot because you have that nice neutral background there. And you're able to just kind of sit with the image and let those little details here and there stick out for you. So I'll show you a few more and then I'll stop. So just as an example here, like here's the Hanged Man. You can see that the main keyword is perspective and the reversed keyword is resistance. And then there's all these little words in the middle: letting go, pause, procrastination, indecision, sacrifice, stalling. And the ones that you read upright are the upright additional keywords. The ones that you see upside down line up with if you've drawn the card in reverse. So if you're looking to get a handle on basic tarot meanings, if you're starting in your journey with tarot, I do think that this deck is a great option. I don't think it's a negative that the suits are changed up or that you have additional cards, because it's the artist very clearly lets you know what the original associations are. And I think you can very easily see, just because you always have matches, which of course is the element of fire associated with the suit of matches in this deck, like you know what suit you're working with, even though there's been a title change. I think this is a worthy addition to any collector's collection. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. And I think if you're a seasoned reader, this deck is a really great option to have for very upfront truth-telling clarity. And like I said, it's short and sweet and to the point. This deck isn't going to tell you like a big flowery long tale. At least that's not how I've experienced her so far. It's just going to be really upfront and really clear with you. And then you can use your oracle deck to clarify and like suss out the background information if you feel like you need that. But we don't always need to, you know, write a novel with each tarot spread, although I do love to do that, so I understand, but we don't always need to. And I think this is a deck that is a refreshing, clear, you know, cool drink of water. It's not necessarily the cup of tea that you're going to sit with for an hour, right? So that is a look at the deck itself. It's a really, really beautiful deck. I love this deck. I feel like it was well worth the purchase. I feel like it was reasonably priced for an indie deck. Again, the links will be below if you're interested in purchasing yourself. I really love this deck. I'm so glad I have it in my collection. It's actually on my home altar up here. And yeah, I really like this deck. Like, it's one of those decks that like you feel like is a really great friend. Like, they're slightly older than you and you trust their insight and their advice, but they never push you. And so they tend to be like that person that you go to when you need advice. Like, that is this deck's energy. It's like that really great older friend with insight and wisdom, but someone who would never force you to do something or try to push you in a direction that you aren't ready to move into. That's the energy of this deck. So even though I'm not like, oh my God, it's my boyfriend deck, because you guys know that I have a little obsession going on lately, I still think this is a worthy and beautiful addition to any collection. I certainly won't be donating it or gifting it soon. Like, I want this deck in my collection for the foreseeable future. I don't see myself not using this deck, especially in client readings. So this has been my full review of the 5 Cent Tarot. If you can see the backing. Oh, I did think I forgot to say, Phoenix and Lotus did have a few different color backing options. So I believe that there were 2, maybe 3. So if you don't like this, I chose this backing option because I secretly love blue. But if you don't like this backing option for color, there are additional color options available out there as well. So I just wanted to add that. But anyhow, I'm sending you all so much love and many blessings. I will see you in the next video. Take care.